so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose red stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran by the first steamer gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Redbird Replay. This is Scott Kirker along with the coach, John Helmick. Coach, Metamora comes into this contest, and this is going to be a barn burner. They come in at 5-0. Morton comes in at 4-1. They had a tough loss last week to Washington. Metamora handled Dunlap, but both teams come in. Morton last year defeated Metamora 55-35, 54-35 here at Malone. And Metamora has had revenge on their minds ever since that game.
Yeah, this is a big test for them. As Coach Zielinski said before, this is midterm. We've had the quizzes, we passed all those. Now we've got to pass the midterm test. And these guys are good, don't get me wrong. And they're probably better than the score indicated at Washington. Good quarterback, good running backs, and solid linemen. So it should be a good ball game. This is John Helmick visiting with Coach, Offensive Coordinator Coach Zielinski of the Metamora Redbirds. Coach, I think you passed your first big test last week, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job last week of answering the questions that we had, and you know, we got up to a fast start. I mean, 28-0 at the half is a good start, no matter which way we look at it. We'd like to have the one drive back with the bad snap when we were trying to make an audible and caught them off guard. But we got to clean up the second half a little bit, and we couldn't get that first down to start the second half, and I think that kind of bogged us down. But defensively, they played real well, and that pick was huge, and then we get the penalty, and it kind of swung the momentum back to them. But yeah, I'd say we passed our first test last week, but if that was a test, it's like a 9-week test, so this is probably more like a midterm, and
exactly
next week might be the final.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the best halves of football I've seen in a long time. It was solid. Everything was there. Run, throw, everything.
Yeah, we executed on offensively really well, and defensively they got us the ball back a lot in good position. So that was key. And really, I thought coming out and driving 80 yards and whatever 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plays it was in that first drive, I think set a good tone for us offensively, and put a little doubt in Dunlap's mind that I don't know if they thought they could stop us anymore. So we really went out and executed really well, like we expected to. So
you know what I was really impressed with, Coach, was you were up 28-0. They scored twice. Momentum seemed to turn, and you went out and took the ball, went down the field, and scored.
Yeah, we got some playmakers, and and I don't think we've come to the point where we're a big play offense where that's the only thing that gets us moving. But when you get a big screen pass to John and he takes it 60 yards or whatever, and then we can go put it on the next one. That was the nail that we were looking for. There was a lot of chances to put a nail in the coffin, and we finally did it.
What can you tell us about Morton?
They're really, really good on offense. The Donald kid, the running back, is an all-stater, and he's deserving of everything. You can have 3 guys on him sometimes, and it ain't going to matter. So the key defensively for us is tackling him. It's not necessarily having people assigned to him, because it's option football, and we've all been through it, and you got to try to find a way to get 2 to him. But if you get 2 to him, that means you've shortened yourself on the other stuff. So you got to be disciplined. You got to know where you're going. You got to have a good eye discipline, as Coach Herring talks about. And then when we get to him, we got to tackle him. And he's as fast as anybody in the conference. He's as big as anybody in the conference, and he's as strong. So, it's one of those things that you got to try to get to him before he gets going, because once he gets going, he's going to roll downhill.
They could be a little unhappy tonight.
I sure hope so. But
coming off that Washington game.
Yeah, and then defensively, we'll have some things offensively that we can exploit, hopefully, in their defense. They're still searching a little bit to really find that game defensively that they can hang their hat on. So hopefully it's not again tonight. So, we got to think we got a good game plan.
Good. Don't look ahead. Every game's important.
That's right. No doubt about it.
Well, congratulations, and wish you good luck tonight.
All right, Coach. We'll do our best.
Welcome back to Malone Field. Well, you talked to the assistant coach, Nick Dolinsky. Pretty confident. I think Metamora is going to have to, they're going to get the ball to start the game. They're going to have to establish their offense early, I think.
Yeah, definitely. They got to put Morton back on their heels, make them see a lot of different things early, and maybe confuse them a little bit. But Morton's probably the best defensive team that we have seen this year, although that's not their strength. Their strength is offensive football, and their strength is their quarterback.
Yeah, if you can contain Donald, the quarterback, and make those other guys beat you, I think Metamora will be a lot better off.
Yeah, if I was going into the ball game, that's definitely what I would do. I would focus in on number 3, the quarterback, and then react to everything else. But you got to stop him first and make him do something with the ball other than carry it. He's not a great thrower, so you don't have to be overly concerned about the passing game, but he can run the ball and he's strong.
Yeah. Why don't we take this time now and introduce you to the honorary captains and the coin flip.
Our first captain was a 3-sport varsity letter winner. Baseball and football. In football, he was a unanimous all-conference selection and also collected an all-conference nod in baseball. After his time with the Redbirds, he continued to be a Redbird, but at Illinois State. At ISU, he was a varsity letter winner in baseball for 3 years and was part of the 1969 baseball team that won the national championship, which still sits as the Redbirds' only national title. And that's not all. After teaching right here at Metamora for 1 year, he went on to be a longtime coach and teacher for tonight's opponent, the Morton Potters. He was head basketball coach for 15 years and head football coach for 10 years while in Morton. He is also in 3 separate Halls of Fame. He was inducted into the Illinois State University Hall of Fame as a member of the '69 championship team. He was inducted into the Greater Peoria Sports Hall of Fame as part of the '66 Metamora football team. And lastly, he was inducted into the IHSA Hall of Fame as a basketball coach. He is married to his wife Terry of 47 years and has 3 kids and 10 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome number 25, Steve Shook. Our second honorary captain is tied for the most tackles on the team with 64. He also once scored 4 touchdowns in 1 game against the Morton Potters. He was captain of the team and a unanimous all-conference selection as a defensive back. He is married to his wife Linda and they have 2 kids and 9 grandkids. He's a Caterpillar retiree and today he enjoys his time as an avid bicyclist. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome number 20, Dick Hartman. Honorary captains of the week, number 6, number 25, Steve Shook, and number 20, Dick Hartman.
Morton won the toss, and they will defer. They will kick and defend the west end zone. Metamora will receive from the east. Shake hands. Have a good game.
North and south, baby. North and south.
It'll be a short field tonight, boys. We're in 4-down territory.
Fans, we have a lost Apple iPhone up here in the press box if you've lost your phone. Fans, tonight is the game of the week. Morton at Metamora on 95.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure this evening to introduce the 2018 class to be inducted into the Metamora Township High School Athletic Hall of Fame. The Athletic Hall of Fame serves to recognize those players, coaches, and other outstanding individuals that have achieved noteworthy accomplishments during and after their times at MTHS. It will also recognize teams that have achieved extraordinary results. This year we have 3 individuals and 1 team entering the Hall of Fame. First up, please welcome class of 2010 graduate Stefan Rao. Stefan dominated in 2 sports at MTHS, tennis and cross country. In tennis, Stefan was a 2-time Mid-Illini champion, a 3-time sectional champion, and a 4-time state qualifier. He was first team all-conference all 4 years and was named to the all-state tennis team 3 times. His teams won Mid-Illini and sectional championships all 4 years of his high school career. As a senior, Stefan was the Peoria Journal-Star Tennis Player of the Year. As a cross-country runner, Stefan was the Mid-Illini champion once and all-conference 3 times. Stefan was twice named to the all-state team, finishing as high as 2nd at the state meet his senior year. His cross-country teams were also successful, winning Mid-Illini titles all 4 years he ran. And in addition to his athletic successes, Stefan found the time to be valedictorian for the class of 2010. Please help me congratulate Stefan Rao on his induction tonight into the MTHS Athletic Hall of Fame. Does that volume seem okay out there? I can't tell at all.
We got a situation where in the upper deck here.
Next up, please welcome MTHS wrestling coach Steve Schroeder. Coach Schroeder has been the head wrestling coach at MTHS since 1988. During this 30-year career, he has amassed over 500 dual match victories, 5 team regional titles, and 2 Mid-Illini championships. He also has been named Central Illinois Coach of the Year 3 times. His wrestlers have won 54 individual regional titles, 8 sectional championships, and have medaled 3 times at the state meet. Steve taught at MTHS from 1988 to 2011 and also coached freshman football for 13 years. His commitment to the Metamora wrestling program continues to this day, as he will soon begin his 31st year as head coach at Metamora. Coach Schroeder is already a member of the Illinois High School Wrestling Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Tonight, please help us welcome him to the MTHS Athletic Hall of Fame, Steve Schroeder. Next up, please welcome 1977 Metamora graduate Vic Frederick. Vic was a 3-sport star at MTHS, participating in football, basketball, and track. He earned 10 varsity letters during his career at Metamora. As a track athlete, Vic set school records in the shot put and the discus. His record in the shot put, 57 feet 1.5 inches, still stands today and is the oldest track record for either boys or girls at Metamora High School. In football, Vic was a 2-time all-conference lineman. He played on the 1975 state championship Redbird team and the 1976 state runner-up squad, teams that won 25 of 26 games during the 2-year period. He earned a full scholarship to Illinois State University, where he led the team in tackles and was the team MVP in 1980. Please help us welcome Vic Frederick to the MTHS Athletic Hall of Fame. Our final inductee this evening is the 1966 football team. The 66 football team was the first undefeated team in Metamora history, rolling through the season with a record of 9-0. The Redbirds won the Ilio Conference title outright for only the 2nd time. The big win in 1966 was over Chillicothe. The Gray Ghosts had dominated Metamora during the first 20 years of football at Metamora, with Metamora's only 2 wins coming by 7 points and 1 point. In 1966, the Redbirds manhandled Chile, winning 42-7 and setting the tone of what it would be like to play Metamora for the next 50 years. The 1966 Redbirds outscored their 9 opponents 244-49, only allowing 7 touchdowns in 9 games. Metamora has had 15 seasons of 9-0 since 1966, but this group was the first to do it. Please help us welcome the 66 Metamora football team to the MTHS Athletic Hall of Fame. With us tonight are the following players from that 66 team: Doug Gangloff, Norm Hahn, Dick Hartman, Rick Hodel, Mike Kirker, Bob Prunty, Steve Schupp, Joe Stiglitz, and Tom Tate.
Wait, who's the other guy in the end?
Ladies and gentlemen, these individuals and teams have had profound impacts on Metamora Township High School. Please join me in congratulating once again on being inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. And one last note, there will be a reception on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock in the school auditorium for these teams and individuals. Please join us for cookies and punch and great stories from the honorees. Thank you very much for your attention, and go Redbirds!
Welcome back once again to Malone Field as the Metamora kick return team comes onto the field. Morton's got it teed up. They're ready to kick off. Back deep for Metamora, I believe that's Vogel and Poston. Kicking off for Morton. I can't see what the number is. Looks like number 2. David Salzer.
Boy, now every week's a big ball game. Starting with the Dunlap, then Morton, then Pekin, and I would think you have to play hard against Pekin too. And then obviously, if we get there, the big one with Washington.
Yeah, that'll be the cream at the end of the
final exam.
Yeah, that's the final exam as Morton gets ready to kick off. And we'll see the Redbird offense first. Looks like this will be Poston. He'll get it out close to the 25, 26?
25-yard line, yeah. He started about the 9.
So here comes the Redbird offense. Tommy Hall, once again, quarterback, nobody in the backfield. Empty backfield, Coach.
Yeah, right away. I guess we're going to throw it, huh?
Unless it's a draw play. It's a pickup of maybe 1, maybe 2.
Scott Vogel. Or is it Ryan Vogel?
Ryan Vogel, that's the dad.
Scott Vogel, he came out of the stands and caught the ball.
Yeah. A pickup of 3 makes it 2nd and 7 for the Redbirds. Can't see who that is in the backfield. That's Austin Yeager in the backfield. Bring up a 3rd down.
You know, right in the middle of that tackle is their quarterback.
Yeah.
He does everything, huh?
Makes it a 3rd and about 6 for the Redbirds. And that's a catch to John Gatton. What a throw by Tommy Hall, and John Gatton got behind the defense for a big gainer inside the 35-yard line down to the 34 First and 10 Redbirds.
He actually caught that with his back to his own goal line, facing the quarterback, and went up and took it away from the defensive man who was in front of him.
So first and 10 Redbirds. First big play of the game. Nice hard run. That's a pickup of about 4 yards.
They were coming that time. It looks like their philosophy is that they're going to make the quarterback throw the ball in a hurry and not give him any time.
So it brings up actually picked up about 3. Brings up a 2nd and 7 for the Redbirds at about the 31-yard line. With a nice little hole there, and he'll get it out inside the 30 down to about the 26. Brings up a 3rd and about 3. Make it a 3rd and 2 for the Redbirds.
That's what the passing game will do. It'll loosen things up where you can run the ball inside, and the long pass keeps those defensive backs back and doesn't allow them to get up to the line of scrimmage quite as fast.
Looks like they're changing the play, probably going to the other side. And Tommy will lose a couple of yards. Brings up a 4th and about maybe 3.
Yeah, you can tell we've been well scouted.
Yeah, we've been well scouted, that's for sure.
But if you were watching this early in the season, you would do the same thing. You'd make sure that, like their quarterback, we want to make call, give up the ball, and if he's going to pass, make him throw earlier.
Brings up a 4th and about 3 for the Redbirds on the Morton 32-yard line. Have to get inside the 25. They're at the 27, my bad. And he'll get a first down, and it's a foot race, and he'll go down at the 11-yard line. Nice job by the Redbird offensive line. They created a nice alley to that outside.
You know, all year that play's been a quarterback keep, and I'm sure that's what Morton was looking for. As I said, they probably scouted us, and he handed off to Yeager going outside, and there's a nice hole out there, nice blocking.
First and goal, right at the 10-yard line. That's probably about the worst place you can be, isn't it?
Yeah, you only got 4 downs. You can't get a first.
Redbirds knocking on the door. Tommy tiptoeing his way. He breaks it inside the 5, and he'll go down in touchdown, Metamora. Boy, he just tiptoed and stepped over and around a bunch of those Morton defenders, and he got into the end zone.
And over a couple of defenders, too. He's strong. He's stronger than he looks.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that brings on Ryan Vogel for the extra point. John Geyer to snap, Zach Beanblossom to hold, and Ryan Vogel to kick.
You look back, the big play was the pass play to Gatton, and that opened things up. That got them thinking pass, and they were able to run the football.
Nice job by Vogel. Nice job by Beanblossom to corral that low snap and gets the ball down. Redbirds up 7-0 here in the early going. Nice drive by the Redbirds.
Yeah, definitely. And as I said before, the long pass kind of opened things up. When you have that ability, they've got to respect the fact that you can throw the ball down the field, and they can't fill quite as quickly. Earlier in the quarter, they were filling right now. The free safety was at the line of scrimmage. But once you complete that pass, he can't get up that quick. That creates some holes.
Yeah, that most definitely did. That kind of flipped the field for Metamora, too.
Yeah, it gave them definitely field position where they are 4-down territory, and they're pretty tough to stop for 4 downs.
Now, this last year was where Morton really gouged us a little bit. They were able to return some of our kickoffs deep into our territory, gave themselves short fields. Hopefully, Ryan Vogel can continue what he's done the whole season, kick the ball into the end zone. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing from our right to the left, so he's kicking right into the wind.
Is Kreider one of the deep guys? He's a threat.
Yeah, I believe he is. I believe he's standing on this near side.
21?
Actually, 21
no,
is
that's
Drew
5.
Hove.
That's 5. It's 5. There he goes.
See, that's what you can't have happen. Kreider was the ball carrier.
Yeah, he's number 5. He's a threat. He's a good athlete. I seen watching him play basketball last year. He can do a lot of things.
And he'll get the ball inside the 20, down to about the 17.
I think later in the ball game, if we happen to score, we need to kick it away from him.
Yeah, this is the problem we had last year.
That was a good fake to the jet back and handed off to the set halfback who found some room up inside for about 5 yards.
Pickup of about 5.
What's going on?
And that's a touchdown, Morton.
He's got some quicks, doesn't he? He's not only strong, but he's fast.
We have to do a better job of coming up on run support. We kind of sat back and let him come to us on that one.
Yeah, he was able to get outside and break contain. You know, if you got to get to him early. Again, you got to take the ball away from him. Make him hand off. Make him get the ball to somebody else. He's too good.
And they'll tie it up at 7.
It's going to be a track meet tonight.
Yeah, it is. What really set that up, though, was their long kickoff return.
Yeah, definitely. When you give them that much, we'll put ball, inside the 10?
Well, they got out to about the 17.
Yeah, I mean, you give them that kind of field position, they're pretty tough to stop. When you got a quarterback like that, a quarterback like Hall, when you get down inside there, they've got a lot of tools and a lot of ways to score. And they're probably pretty upset about that loss to Washington, so I imagine they're sky high.
Yeah, and they really didn't play all that bad. You know, they probably come into here with a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, and a chip on their shoulder. Yeah. Something to prove.
So we'll go to
Poston
once again.
Yeah, 25-yard line once again.
Yeah, right about where he was before.
They're going to have to work in the passing game to keep them loosen them up.
Yeah, we're going to have. You're exactly right.
It's a good time to throw. It's on first down too.
And we've had some luck though. We're 2 for 2 so far. McClure with the carry. And he'll cross the 30, down to about the 31.
About 5 yards. That's a good run. Good start.
He's going to pick up close to 6. Makes it a 2nd and 4. The only problem with that screen pass there, their linemen didn't get upfield. They just stayed put.
Yeah, the linebacker stayed in there too. They didn't drop like normal linebackers. They've scouted us. They know we run that bubble screen, and that's one of our best plays.
So it brings up a 3rd and about 3. We'll bring up a 4th down, 4th and about 2. That's probably not what you wanted there.
No, not at all. Yeah, you got to punt the ball. They're going to get pretty decent field position.
Ryan Vogel will come on to do the punting. Kreider, you're going to have to try and kick it away from him. He's the lone returner for Morton. It's going to take a nice bounce and go inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line, 28-yard
line. You can't return those, can you?
No, that was a pretty decent punt there. All tied up at 7. As the Morton offense comes on. Oh, nice
Good
defense.
tackle, nice tackle.
I believe it. That was Austin Zoller and Connor Burnett in on that tackle.
Corchagrosa also number 14.
Slid over, yeah. Brings up a 2nd and about 7. Oh, nice job by Logan McClure. He knifed right through there and made a big tackle for a loss. He brings it back to about the original line of scrimmage, makes it a 3rd and about 10.
You know who made that play was Gatton. No, he held his ground. He made sure that he didn't get outside and had nowhere to run, so the inside was able to get to him.
That was, yeah, you're right.
The pursuit got to him. Gatton kept him on his inside shoulder.
Brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Potters.
Catch.
That's Kreider.
Yeah. It's no secret. You got to know where he is all the time. He and the quarterback, don't you?
That's a 1st down. That's about a 12-yard pickup. Man. Gramp on the carry. Picks up maybe 3. Brings up a 2nd and about 7. That's just too much yardage there.
Yeah, that's
too much.
The pistol offense. They're running the ball to the tailback, and we're keying the quarterback, and we're going with the quarterback and running right by the pistol back. We've been so successful when they run wide. That's the reason there. They're opening up the inside.
Yeah. First and 10, Morton. Much better that time, much better. Corsagrosa.
You know, with the high snap, the timing was thrown off too.
Yeah,
that helps.
That's pickup of maybe 1. Dathan Reynolds and And Corsagrosa in on that tackle. Line did a nice job of taking away that running lane. Brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Potters. Inside the Redbird 40 at about the 37-yard line. They're probably in 4-down territory.
Could be, yeah. Depends on what they get on this down. They've got to get some yardage first. They did.
And they'll have a first down. And, you know,
he's quick. He really is. And he's strong, too. That's the thing he's got going for him. He can break a tackle. He got a couple yards after contact.
He got a couple yards, but how are they able to get outside on us so easily? And there's nobody there.
They're jumping on the fake. And he's hitting inside and then dipping outside.
Ryan Vogel with a nice job right at the 20-yard line. Nice job by Ryan Vogel.
Kreider was the ball carrier on a jet.
But they're getting some, you know, a lot of running lanes. Right now they've got Metamora's defense on their heels a little bit.
They can hit anywhere. They can hit wide, inside, counter, jets, so that their offense is a very versatile offense. It's tough to defend that.
Yeah, and it's going to take some getting used to.
Some penetration, too.
Is that going to be motion? I think they're going to call motion on Morton.
Boy, that was a late flag.
So that'll move them back behind the chains a little bit, and that's kind of what we want. Makes it a 2nd and about 12 for the Potters. He's going to pick up about 4 yards.
Yeah, they are now in 4-down territory, so they're very capable of picking this up.
Brings up a 3rd and about a long 8.
Yeah, I would say you better key the quarterback here.
Inside of a minute, about 35 seconds to go here in this first quarter, all tied up at 7. Metamora defense is going to have to step it up. Oh, great job. Connor Burnett stayed home, and that'll be the end of the first quarter, and bring up a 4th and about 10. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Let's take time now to thank our sponsors. Snyder Village, Sunbelt Rentals, Michael's Italian Feast, Metamora IGA, Metamora McDonald's, Metamora Fields Golf Club, Mason Funeral Homes, Logo Wear, Hanover's Pub, Germantown Grill, Daisy Mays Gaming Cafe, Commerce Bank, and City Blue Technologies.
You know, it's a little thing, but their bad snaps to the quarterback interrupt their timing a lot. He's jumping for the ball, and the backs are still running full go, and the timing's not there.
It's big down for the Redbird defense. It's 4th and 10.
Yes.
And the Metamora defense really has to step up.
Somebody's down for Metamora.
Oh, I didn't see who that was. We'll be able to get the camera on the injured player here in just a minute. 25 is Zach Poston.
Sideline reporter.
Oh, we take this time and go down to the sideline reporter, Colton Kaler. Colton, injured player for Metamora?
Yeah, Zach Poston's down right now. Obviously can't tell what's going on, but other injury-wise, Dalton Smith's back in the lineup after he hurt his shoulder last week. Kind of a whirlwind of a so far in the first quarter. You know, we go up early, get that first beautiful drive with the big throw from Tommy to Gatton, but then the fake handoff is, I think, what got us on the kickoff return. Is Kreider was able just to break loose and break some tackles and take it off down the sideline, and just, you know, didn't leave much for them to do offensively. So far, the defense really hasn't been able to do what they said. I talked to some of the defensive guys this week at school, and they said that they're going to have to stop about 2 people, Nolan Donald and Jarrett Kreider. If they stop those, they'd think they'll be all right. So far, those 2 guys have kind of just controlled the game for Morton.
Not a good sign seeing Poston getting carried off the field.
It's got to be a leg injury, obviously.
4th and 8 for the Morton Potters on the Metamora 21-yard line. Big down for the Redbirds. Oh, they completed that pass. Oh, coach.
Yeah, he came out of the backfield. They faked the handoff to the sweep man, and the leading blocker just kept going, and he came open in the flats. It's a good call, good play.
Need a turnover. And he's down to about the 6-yard line. Makes it a 2nd and goal. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 7. Touchdown, Morton.
It was a great move by the running back. He faked outside, ducked it up inside, and outmaneuvered. That's Kreider, and it's outmaneuvered the defense and got in the end zone.
Coach, what do you do to stop that? They look like they've had a lot of plays where they get their one guy against one of our guys.
You know, I think sometimes when you play a read defense, it's tough to react to them. But I think a pressure defense where you go after them, get into the backfield, disrupt the pattern, disrupt the handoff. But that's a different philosophy on defense.
Yeah, that puts Morton up 14-7. First time we've been behind all year, Coach.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? But considering some of the teams we played, yeah, I can understand that. You know, you can get to the point where maybe you're a little bit overconfident when you play as well as you have the first 5 games, realizing that you didn't play any stiff competition. But Dunlap was better competition.
And I thought Rock Island was awfully good too.
Yeah, after seeing what they did later, yeah, you know, you didn't know it at the time. But Morton's been a good ball club. I felt all along that it was after Washington, it was Morton and us and maybe even Pekin and Dunlap. You didn't know how they would fit before the season started. So they've got some good personnel. They got some good running backs, good quarterbacks. They're a good team. I can't see how Washington scored so many points against them.
Against Morton?
Yeah.
Well, they had a couple onside. I think they had 3 onside kicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's 14-7 here in the early going. 10:53 to go in this first half. Redbirds trail 14-7.
Who's replacing Poston back there? C. Vogel.
Is that Yeager? Oh, that's number 2.
Moore?
Moore, yeah. Jack Moore. And Ryan Vogel runs. He'll get some momentum back there by crossing the 50 down to the 48-yard line. That's a great return by Ryan Vogel.
You know, it's amazing what teams will do when you got a substitute in one back and a regular in the other back, and you kick the ball to the regular. How come you don't kick the ball to the substitute? I'm glad they didn't.
Well, they kicked it away from him. They probably thought number 2, Jack Moore, would go get it, but it was Ryan Vogel that went and picked it up. So the Redbirds will start their drive inside the Morton 50-yard line at the 48.
Comes a linebacker. It's 5 yards.
It's a nice job. That's a nice pickup on first down to Kyle Bartman. Picks up almost 6 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 4 for the Redbirds.
It's nice when you can bring in a kid like Kyle Bartman to replace Poston or whoever's hurt.
Well, he's probably being replaced by Austin Yeager. And he'll pick up a Redbird first down at the Potter 32-yard line. That'll move the chains.
I think we're in for an offensive football game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout.
Might have got away with a little push there.
Yeah, maybe so. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Redbirds. They bring the ball back.
About the 32-yard line.
Tommy with a keeper. He'll get inside the 30 down to about the 29.
32 created a great deal of pressure by coming from the linebacker spot, and he made the read early so that everybody knew that Tommy's going to keep the ball.
Brings up a 3rd and about 8, long 8. Redbirds got to convert here. Oh, nice hole. And Austin Yeager will go down to about the 2-yard line. That's a great cutback and a huge hole for the Redbird running back.
That's Poston.
Is that Poston? That's 20.
20, okay, 20. Got it. I say, wow, we got well in a hurry. Yeah, he's quick.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Nice job by that offensive line to create a nice big hole. 1st and goal for the Redbirds from the Potter 2-yard line. And touchdown. He'll get in for the touchdown. Nice job by Birch and Eric Reinerson both. Big hole for the Redbirds, and that brings the Redbirds within 1, 14-13. That'll bring on the Redbird extra point team.
Boy, it's nice to have an arsenal of running backs, isn't it?
Yeah. John Geyer will snap it. Zach Beanblossom to hold, and Ryan Vogel to hopefully tie this up. That's a nice answer.
An offensive game.
And he'll put it right down the middle, and it'll tie it up at 14 with 9:07 to go in the first half, all tied up at 14.
What happened to defensive football?
I think
thing of the past.
I think at some point Metamora is going to make some adjustments and be able to stop them. Because right now it looks like somebody's got to stop somebody one time here.
Yeah.
Well, Morton stopped us, but we'll go back down to Colton Kaler here in a minute and find out if he's got any word on Zach Poston. As soon as we have a chance. I don't see him on the bench anymore.
I don't even see him on the sideline.
I don't know if they took him into the locker room or not. Colton, were you able to get any answers on Zach Poston?
Yeah, I just talked with Dr. Hoffman, and the news is not good. They thought that broke his leg. He was hit on both sides of his leg, and it just does not sound. That's going to be a huge blow to the offensive and special teams game right there.
Yeah. Wow, that's not good news. So nice job by Ryan Vogel to kick the ball into the end zone, and Morton will start on their own 20-yard line. And the Redbird defense is going to have to settle down and play some good D here, and just play some good fundamental defense. Stay in their lanes, and you know, you're right. It's awfully hard down on the field to make those reads.
Flag, holding or blocking in the back.
Holding call is, I think it was almost a little crowd force down here for the official.
Was that the push in the back? They pushed John Nelson in the back?
I'm sure he got a lot of help from the sideline.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, of course, Metamora will take that. That'll move Morton back. It's a spot foul, so I think they were kind of upfield when this happened. Is that Dean Magro? I think he was the last coach at Chenoa High School.
Really?
They won a state title, and then they consolidated, I believe, with El Paso.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then he went to, I believe, Limestone. And now he's a football ref. So it makes it a first and about 16 for the Potters.
Nice pickup.
Yeah, they're going to get a lot of that back right there. But it just seems like when they're able to get outside, we've got like one guy there.
Yeah, you know, it is. And all you have to beat is one guy, and you can run like that. You're going to get a lot of yards. I don't know if we're running with the first fake and not staying home.
Makes it a second down and maybe 2.5 yards for the Morton Potters. And you can't be missing tackles. You just can't miss tackles.
Yeah, he broke that tackle and went on. I mean, we had him wrapped up for less than the first down, but he broke it and got the first down. And that was number 48. We haven't even seen him before, have we?
Yeah, he's had quite a few carries.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's a bigger back.
First and 10 Potters. Oh, nice defense there.
She stayed home, did a nice job.
Corsagrosa, Burnett. I think Tyler Freeze in on that tackle. Nice job. And he pretty much just got back to the line of scrimmage. It makes it a second and 10 for the Potters.
Well, pick your poison. We elected to stop the quarterback, and he had the ball.
Ryan Vogel again. That's a pickup of about 6.
Yeah, he stopped and moved the defense on toward the sideline and cut it back up inside.
Makes it actually picked up close to 7. Makes it 3rd and 3 for the Potters at the Redbird 46-yard line. Big down for the Redbird defense.
All right.
Oh, that's big job. That's Connor Burnett again with a big tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Brings up a 4th and about 5, and that'll send on the Morton punting unit. That's a great job by the Redbird defense.
Yes, right on the line of scrimmage. They stayed home and then wrapped him up and didn't let him break the tackle.
So Redbirds have to be disciplined up front. Send Vogel and Kyle Bartman back deep for the Redbirds. And Morton will take a timeout.
They have to. They're short of a receiver on the other side.
Oh, they are, aren't they? They only have 10 men out there. Yeah, 10 players.
Yeah, they say the trouble is everybody knows in the stands that you got to have 11 to play with.
Most do. Most do.
So that's one you can't get away with.
Yeah.
And that's one of the coaches not very smart, they say.
Yeah. Now that's the stop that Metamora was kind of hoping for. We got about 5:43 to go in this first half. You just got to play smart football now. This is real close to how it was last year. It was 14-14. We scored, and they tied it up with about 30 seconds to go in the half.
Oh, my gosh.
And it gave them all the momentum in the world.
You know, I don't think they got enough guys on the line of scrimmage on that side over there, do they? They only got a guard and a tackle. No, a guard and a tackle.
No, they got 11.
Well, where's the other guy? Over here?
Yeah. Oh,
why would you put him to the narrow side of the field?
He shanked it. That's going to go out at about the 39, 40-yard line. They're going to say the 42-yard line.
I don't understand that at all. You kick it to the short side of the field.
I think they're afraid of Vogel.
Evidently.
Yeah, they're going to put it right on the 40-yard line, it looks like. No?
38.
38-yard line. Not sure about that. I mean, it landed on the 38, but it was about 5 yards out of bounds.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they figured there. .537 to go, first half, all tied up at 14. Oh, one man to beat.
Still first down.
It's real close. It brings up a second and about a yard.
Yep. You gotta be careful here. They've got a down to play with. You can throw one now and then come back and get the first down.
Yeah. Brings up a second and 1. Coming right up on 5 minutes to go, first half. Oh, beautiful. Jack Moore hits him in stride. Touchdown, Redbirds.
Ran right by the inside safety.
Wow.
Nice throw, nice catch, nice pattern.
Boy, he just laid it up there and let Jack run underneath it. And
he made sure that it wasn't short and it wouldn't be intercepted, and the only one that had a chance to catch it was Moore, and that's important.
And at halftime, we'll be talking to cross-country coach Gene Jones, probably the last guy that was here when you were here. Geyer, Bean Blossom, and Vogel. And Vogel puts us up 7, 21-14. There is a flag down. Not sure what that's about.
Metamora's backing up, so I must be against Metamora.
Yeah, so that'll move us back 5.
Shouldn't make any difference.
No. So once again, Geyer, Bean Blossom, and Vogel. 3 main guys on this extra point. And Vogel puts it through just as easily as he did before. That gives the Redbird a 7-point lead, 21-14 with 4:49 to go. And in the third quarter, we'll talk with the honorary captains tonight, Steve Schupp and Dick Hartman.
Okay. I know Steve. I don't know Dick very well.
Colton, you want to come up at halftime?
I bet Steve's got some mixed emotions, and he coached at Morton for a long time.
But you know, like the old saying is, once a Redbird, always a Redbird.
I just want to say one thing real quick is that was just a beautiful play call, especially from the Redbirds, and a beautiful pass by Tommy. You couldn't have put it in there better. No. And their coaches down here just loving it. They love Jack Moore's move that he made, and you know that's a big play. They're asking for the defense to get a stop and try and get one more score before halftime here.
And Vogel puts it back into the end zone once again. And that's how you stop Kreider from the big returns.
Kick in the end zone, you're right.
Kick it in the end zone. And
now, this is the type of situation here you find out how good a ball club Morton really is. Can they take the ball with almost 5 minutes and go the length of the field and score, or at least get field position, or are they going to turn it over here and let Metamora get another one before half?
Yeah, that could be huge. And this is it's equally big for the Redbird defense, too.
Yeah, definitely.
So the Potters will start on their own 20-yard line. Nice job by the Redbird defense.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what Kreider was doing. He went in motion, but then he just stopped and stood and watched. You know, he's more effective when he's not carrying the ball, at least carrying on a fake.
Yeager with a nice stop, pickup of about 2 yards on that.
Everybody stayed home, did a nice job.
Redbirds up 21-14. And did they run out of time?
No.
Nope. I think there might be motion. Yep, that's against Morton. That'll move the ball back. You know, he was kind of coming out of his stance a little bit early in some of their other offensive plays, I noticed.
I'm sure somebody brought it to the ref's attention.
And they got him this time.
But he said 78. I don't see 78.
Yeah, 78 is the tackle on the far side over there. Big kid.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big boy, about 260 probably. Javon Snook. Good job by Joe Birch to stay home and be in on that tackle. He got help from Dathan Reynolds.
One thing about not being a passing attack, they'll eat up a lot of clock before the half.
Yeah, Snook goes 275.
Oh, okay.
3:41 to go, first half.
He doesn't like he's very tall either.
No, he's not. 3rd and 10 for the Potters.
Now here's your big play right here. If you can keep them, make them punt the ball from here.
Oh, that would be huge. And a lot of time with 2 timeouts remaining, 3:23 to go. Oh, that's great job by Vinny Corsagrosa. But I'll tell you what, John Nelson did a great job of hanging on and not letting him get to the sideline.
That's right, and allowing the pursuit to take over.
And that's a gain of 1. And that'll bring on the Morton punt unit with just under 3 minutes to go. Plenty of time.
Yes, and the Morton passing attack is next to nothing. They're all based on a running game. Yeah, we'll get the ball back here with timeouts and a passing quarterback. You have plenty of time.
Fourth and 9. Really good job by the Redbird defense. kind of a low. Well, that'll right at the 50-yard line.
They got plenty of time. Good field position.
First down, Redbirds. 2:15 to go, first half. Redbirds up 21-14.
Kind of expect Morton to put some pressure on the quarterback here and bring somebody.
Well, and I agree with you, but that's when Tommy's been at his best.
Yeah, finding that open man, because somebody's got to be open if the linebacker's coming back out of the backfield or in a flat.
Yeager breaks free, and he'll go right down the middle of the field.
Yeah, he ran right by the blitzing linebacker. He was in the backfield, and he cut it up inside before he got there.
He takes it inside the 40. Was he ever really truly down?
I don't know.
Because he sat on top of the defensive player. They blew the whistle dead, but I don't know if he was ever really down.
Get out of bounds, get out of bounds.
Not quite. It'll stop the clock for the first down. He'll take it inside the 30.
Then they'll start the clock.
And that'll be a first down, Redbirds. The clock is stopped. Metamora up at the line of scrimmage. They have to move the chains. 1:53 to go. Plenty of time. Tommy sidesteps, and he gets out of bounds.
Thank you, Morton.
Yeah.
78 threw him out of bounds. So stop.
Oh, no,
he's going to start the clock.
Now Metamora, I think, will take a timeout. He's down at the 15-yard line. 1:37 to go.
Wow, I can't believe this.
Well, they stopped it for the. How did you keep the clock?
He went
running?
out of bounds.
Yeah. So 1:30 to go.
You still got plenty of time.
And Morton, I think, will take a timeout.
Yeah.
Well, that helps. Morton taking the timeout helps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't have to waste one.
Now, you weren't here when back in '66 when Metamora had.
66.
were you coaching at that time?
Yeah, I was coaching at Chittix Junior High School in Normal, Illinois. And then I went to Elmwood. I was 64, 65, 65, 66 at Chittix, and then 66, 67 at Elmwood. Yeah, no, I wasn't around.
And first undefeated team.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, that it had to be Marty, right? Marty Stromberger.
Marty Stromberger, yeah. The Redbirds 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Oh, and he's going to break free. Touchdown, Metamora.
Wow. 51, he ran right over 51. He's a strong little guy, isn't he?
Well, he certainly is.
Kept those feet moving.
That's a big touchdown for the Redbirds.
Oh, my. Oh.
That brings Geyer and Zach Beanblossom and Ryan Vogel in for the extra point. They did that all running the ball.
Yeah.
And Vogel will put it through, and that makes it 28-14 with 1:20 to go.
If he had ever needed to kick the ball in the end zone, this is the time here.
This is definitely the time.
You don't want to kick it short and let one run it back.
We have taken over the momentum ever since they took the lead 14-7.
Yeah.
Vogel got the big return, and that kind of changed the tide for the Redbirds, both offensively and defensively, and you got to keep the pedal down, don't you?
Yeah, and they've got to run the football all the way down. They don't have the option of throwing the ball. They're not that good at throwing the ball. So even when they have a chance, they threw the ball to the flats, and we tackled them for practically no gain. So the big thing is to contain them. Contain the run game.
Yeah.
right now, Vogel should have no problem putting these kicks into the end zone because he's downwind.
Yeah.
So that'll become clutch and big for the second quarter and the fourth quarter as well.
You're exactly right. That's going to be really big. And if Ryan Vogel ever really needed to get one into the end zone, like Coach said, this is the time. And that'll go into the end zone.
Right. That's what we needed. Make them start at the 20.
Boy, they're pretty serious. They had both Kreider and Donald back deep.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
That was.
You need to contain the run now. Keep the ball inside and pursue to it. You look out there at that defense, and there's not many big kids there. They're mostly strong type kids that can run.
Yeah, and you know, Coach, you know, you look at the high school level and the teams that go to the state championship, they don't have a lot of big guys. They got guys that can run and are good tacklers.
Right.
Redbirds have to play just good, strong defense here. This is not what you wanted.
No, not at all. Oh, man.
He takes it down to about the 20-yard line with 1:05 to go in the first half. Now this is what they did against us last year. And they got some of the momentum back, and you don't want that to happen.
No, right now it's important that you stop them and not let them go into halftime with a score.
I can't see how many timeouts they have left. I think they have one timeout left.
According to that, or they're on this side, yeah, one. We have 3, they have 1.
Oh, great defense. Oh,
oh my gosh.
That's just not good defense. That's not good defense.
That's Kreider.
Yeah, that's not good.
Wow, let them go the length of the field, 80 yards in what, 2 plays?
2 plays.
Oh my gosh.
So they've gotten the momentum back now. We're still up, but
and they got the ball at half.
Yeah, and they get the ball to start the second half. Yeah. It makes it 28-21.
Wow.
With about 48 seconds to go. Maybe Vogel can get a nice return and we can get that touchdown back.
Boy. Well, the way we can throw the ball, you got a chance. Of course, they're going to be playing about 30 yards off the ball.
That whole drive took 17 seconds.
Wow.
And that.
You know, that's you run into teams that aren't very good, and you can make those arm tackles and bring people down. But then you run into the good teams, that arm tackle's not going to do it. They'll break that arm tackle and keep going. Well, if they're smart, they'll bounce this ball around, I think, rather than try to kick it deep and allow Metamora to return it.
Well, that or try and get it into the end zone.
Yeah, he's against the wind, isn't he?
Yeah, you're right. He is against the wind.
High and short. Oh.
So we'll get the ball at the 35-yard line.
You don't have to. You can penalize them, make them kick again. But, yeah, 35 is pretty good field position.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And you know what? They may make them kick it again.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make them kick it again.
They are.
Ha!
They are.
Well, that's going to be pretty good field position.
Oh, don't let it drop. On a kick like that, you got to get up and catch it in the air. You got another 10 yards if you catch it in the air.
And he'll take it out. Actually, we lost a yard on that.
Yeah.
So, and we lost 6 seconds.
Some of their linemen are going both ways. You wonder if that'll be a telltale sign at the end of the game when they'll run out of gas. 78's in there.
Metamora will take a timeout.
You think they'll run the double handoff?
You know, I don't know if that's going to work against Morton because Morton just kind of stays still.
Yeah.
They don't flow to the ball. You know, their down linemen don't flow to the ball, so you don't get that flow to one side and then, you know, them coming back.
Counteraction.
Pickup of about 3. I got a feeling Metamora is going to try another one of those passes down the middle of the field. I think we can burn them deep.
Have so far. Gatton hasn't been a factor yet, has he?
He's had 2 nice catches, but he hasn't had a touchdown yet.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to call a hold. That was a great call there.
$25 seconds. You can take a couple more shots and still, you know, not turn the ball over.
Right. Well, I don't think we have a 53. Yeah, we don't have a 53. Might be 63, but we don't have a 53. Makes it a second and about 14.
Pretty well covered. Inside and outside.
Brings up a 3rd and about 14.
Might be a good time for the bubble screen. You got everybody spread out and backed off and get somebody that can run a little bit. Run by some people.
Now you got both Yeager and McClure in the game. First time we've had 2 backs in the backfield.
Yeager on the left side for Metamora.
11 seconds.
And that'll start the clock. And Metamora will just let the clock run out. We'll go into the halftime locker room. Up 28-21. And Morton will take a timeout with 6.2.
That's 4th down, right?
4th down. So you punt the ball, you punt it out of bounds.
Yeah, or don't get it blocked.
Take this time to thank the sponsors: Snyder Village, Sunbelt Rentals, Michael's Italian Feast, Metamora IGA, Metamora McDonald's, Metamora Fields Golf Club, Mason Funeral Homes, Logo Wear, Hanover's Pub, Germantown Grill, Daisy Mays Gaming Cafe, Commerce Bank, and City Blue Technologies.
You know, I've seen in the past too where the kicker, you put in a running back and kicker, and he can run around for 6 seconds and then drop down and half's over. You don't have to punt it, and there's no return.
Unless they put on a punt block.
Yeah, but still, maybe he'll get outside then. course, the kid I had running back there was a 4-3 man.
Yeah, that's a
Played at
luxury.
Michigan. Vogel can run. He can do that stuff. Now, this is not the normal kick, is it?
Yeah, Vogel's been kicking.
Yeah, I know that, but as far as a guy in motion and going to the outside?
Yeah. And that'll be the end of the half.
Yeah.
And the Redbirds will go in at halftime up 28-21. Some good and some bad.
Yeah, definitely. The good is we had some offensive football. We were able to move the ball at times. The bad is we gave up too much offensive football, and special teams hurt us again.
Yeah, that Kreider was a difference maker.
Yeah, he is. He's a good ball player. He and the quarterback both. It's pretty tough to stop both of them.
Yeah.
You know, one's a good inside, one's good outside. But we did a good job of stopping the quarterback. I don't think he was that much of a threat.
Yeah.
I think Kreider was the threat.
Yeah. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the halftime stats and a chat with head cross-country coach Gene Jones.
How you doing?
The Metamora cheerleaders, let's hear it for the homecoming performance tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to introduce this year's homecoming court and their parents. First up, freshman attendant, Sydney Goforth. Her parents are Scott and Leah Goforth, and she is escorted tonight by Leah Goforth and Ian Cummings. Freshman attendant, Vidal Polino, and his parents, Benedito and Lucia Polino. Next up, sophomore attendant, Kelsey Todd, and her parents, Troy and Becky Todd. Sophomore attendant, Ryan Begole, and his parents, Randy and Jamie Begole. Ryan is with the football team tonight. Junior attendant, Karen Hogan, and her parents, Eric and Gina Hogan.
You can hack it out.
Junior attendant, David Snook, and his parents, David and Helen Snook. Senior attendant Ashley Clouden and her parents Eric and Angie Clouden. Senior attendant Colin Gibson and his parents Greg and Anne-Marie Gibson. Senior attendant Mara Boast and her parents Saul and Susan Boast. Senior attendant Connor Burnett and his parents Todd and Jennifer Burnett. Connor is with the football team tonight. Senior attendant Laura Bachman and her parents Daniel and Rhonda Bachman. Senior attendant Jude Morris and his parents Jason and Tina Morris. And introducing this year's homecoming queen, Tessa Schwarzentraub, escorted by her parents Joshua and Katina Schwarzentraub.
Actually caught I think catch you.
And this year's homecoming king, Michael Poppin, escorted by his parents, Kevin and Tammy Poppin.
It's good way to get through. We need to about half of it, actually.
Let's have a nice round of applause for Queen Tessa, King Michael, and the entire homecoming court, 2018.
Okay, now it's time for the first half stats. First from Morton. Nolan Donald had 8 carries for 35 yards and 1 touchdown. Tag Gramp had 9 carries for 101 yards, and Jarrett Kreider had 5 carries for 51 yards and 2 touchdowns. Morton had a total of 187 yards rushing with 3 touchdowns and an average of 8.5 yards per carry. Passing, Nolan Donald was 3 for 3 for 60 yards. Receiving, Jarrett Kreider had 2 receptions for 12 yards, and Tag Gramp had 1 reception for 48 yards. Morton's Alex Tanner had 3 extra point kicks. First downs, Morton had 6 rushing, 2 passing, for a total of 8 and a first half time of possession of 13 minutes and 42 seconds. Now for Metamora. Thomas Hall had 4 carries for 23 yards and 1 touchdown. Logan McClure had 3 carries for 9 yards and a touchdown. Austin Yeager had 12 carries for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. Metamora had a total of 154 yards rushing for an average of 8.1 yard per carry. Thomas Hall was 5 for 7 for 100 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving, John Gatton had 2 receptions for 38 yards. Ryan Vogel had 1 reception for 3 yards, and Kyle Bartman had 1 reception for 6 yards. Jack Moore had 1 reception for 53 yards and 1 touchdown. Metamora had a total of 254 yards total offense in the first half. Ryan Vogel kicked 4 extra points. First downs rushing, Metamora had 7 and 2 first downs passing for first half time of possession of 10 minutes and 18 seconds. Your first half score, Metamora 28, Morton 21. Well, welcome back to Malone Field. We're here with Metamora cross-country coach Gene Jones. Coach, another solid year with your cross-country team. Kind of a little bit of the walking wounded, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We have not really ran a race with everybody yet, so and we won't even tomorrow, but we'll be a little bit better off than we have been in the past.
I know you. I don't believe you had glob when you went over. I believe it was the Dunlap Invitation.
Yeah, we didn't have.
And yet, didn't you win that?
Yeah.
You won that without your top runner. And did you have? I believe there's a freshman that's ran really well for you too.
Sophomores, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, we didn't have our number 1 and number 2 over at Dunlap.
And you still won the meet. Big meet tomorrow.
Big meet.
And you say you're going to be a little bit better off tomorrow than you've been. It's glob back.
Right.
So that's a big plus for you. Where do you sit right now in the middle Illini?
Washington is very good, and they have beaten us a couple of times here. So I would have to put Washington up there, and then Pekin has also got a very good team too. So, but that was without Glob on both times that we've ran them.
Does he turn the table a little bit?
He does turn. When you add 1 or 2 to a score instead of a double digit, you get a little bit better.
Yeah. And he's probably one of maybe the top 10 in the state.
Oh yeah.
Easily. Wow. Only a junior.
And a junior.
And that makes it even better. How long have you been coaching at Metamora?
This year is 49.
49. Next year will be 50.
Yes.
You plan on being here next year for 50?
I hope so. I hope I'm still vertical.
Yeah. I think we've talked to you a little bit about this in the past when we've had you up here. But how are things changed when you first started at Metamora compared to now?
This is, well, we got more runners out now. We've got a squad of about 78 now, girls and boys. When I came in 1970, there might have been, and there was only boys then, but we might have had 12, 13. So number game is in our advantage because the more you get out, the more you're going to find a possible runner.
And is it safe to say that when you go to the Washingtons and the Mortons, and you have the largest cross-country team?
Oh, yeah.
By far?
Probably at least 10 to 15.
Wow. And that makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
It does.
I can still remember growing up and watching the cross-country team run by my house going out to Black Partridge. Now you cut through the golf course and take the walking trail out there, which is really nice.
Sure.
But that's been going on for a long, long time.
We started running out there at Black Partridge in 71.
Was that the first year?
That was the first. No, that was the second year. The first year here, they said, well, you're going to be a cross-country coach. And so then I said, okay, where do we practice? And they said, well, you practice over at the grade school. And so you ran around the grade school. That's very boring. So I said, we got to find some place to actually practice. And so I got in the car with my wife and we went traveling around here and we found that place out there and found out, okay, who's in charge of it? And we ended up getting the information and getting permission there to run there. And so we've been running there since 1971.
Wow. Has the course changed at all?
We've changed the configuration of it, but we've never changed the mileage. It's always been a 2.94.
Is that what most cross-country
around 3.
Wow. The other question I had for you is you've had a lot of great runners in the past. I know Mark Shire. The
Weigel boys.
Yeah.
Brad Todd.
Yeah, you've had some really
Brian Johnson. And then the girls, you have the Parker girls and
McCoy.
Just good guys and good gals.
A lot of people, when they hear Metamora, they hear about the great football program and everything, and it deserves some credit. But Pat Ryan said the first dynasty at Metamora is the cross country.
He's very kind. He's very kind.
Yeah, it's been a nice long run. How many more years do you think you got?
Well, I got to get 50 in at least, and then I'll see what happens.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you're going good, you still run out to the park with the kids.
That I don't.
Really?
Yeah, this is the year in which I have been basically driving out. But yeah.
So up until this year, you've been running out to the park with the kids.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of miles.
Yeah, it has been. It has been.
You've also had some years where isn't cross country still the 2-class system?
It's actually 3-class now.
But you've finished pretty high up when there was still 2-class.
We've been the boys. We've been 5th.
Fifth in the state.
In the state.
And there's, when you start talking about some of the best programs in the state, like York, who's very, very good.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how many titles they've won, but it seems like they're always in the upper
Well,
half.
they're actually a 3A school, but they've won over 20.
Wow, that's just amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And but you've to finish 5th, probably one of the smaller schools in that class too.
Probably OAR. Yeah.
That it truly is amazing, and Pat's got to be right about that.
As I said, he's kind.
When you look at your cross-country team this year, what are some of the goals that you set for this year's team?
Definitely be in the state, and we'd like to bring one of them trophies home.
It's one of the big ones.
One of the top 3.
Top 3, and with Glob, you're giving yourself a fighting chance. And you say you've got a good group of sophomores. What are some of their names?
Sophomores, juniors, and yeah, we've got a good shot.
What are some of the names of some of these runners that you've got other than Glob?
All right, we've got Gray, our number 2 runner. We've got a young man by the name of Andrew Springer. We've got a Pace boy, Reagan Pace, a senior. A couple of sophomores, Johnson, Evan Johnson, and Ian O'Loughlin. And they're really making an impact on the team. So.
And when you race, what is it, 5 that you put
5 count. Your number 6 and 7 are what they call bumpers. If they can get in front of one of the other team's 5, then it shoves their score higher. They take the score away, but it doesn't add to yours. So you just add 5.
So you can, there's some strategy in there.
Oh, heck yes. Heck yes. You want to get your 6 and 7 up there right behind your number 5. Yeah.
How long have you had the Running Red Invitational?
I think this year is 42.
And you started that?
Yeah, yeah.
So 42 years. That's got to be one of the longest running cross-country meets in the state, isn't it?
It's probably within the top 15.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. How many schools are in that?
We got 27 schools coming.
Wow,
yeah.
And they're from all over the state.
Yep. We have some from up north. We have some down south and around this area, of course.
Wow, that is amazing. Coach, it's always nice talking to you. It's awfully loud in here tonight. There's a lot of people up here.
Yep.
But thank you very much for coming up, and we wish you nothing but the best for the rest of the season. And hopefully you bring home one of those big trophies.
I hope so, too. I hope so. Thank you much.
Thank you very much.
I can take.
Welcome back to Malone Field as we get ready to start this 3rd quarter. And Vogel will put that into the back of the end zone. We'll be, in just a few minutes, we'll be getting ready to interview the honorary captains, Dick Hartman and Steve Schupp, here in just a few minutes. As Metamora comes on to play defense, Morton comes out for their first offensive series of this second half. And after this first play, we'll go to the two
honored guests.
The 2 honored guests, yes. Oh, that's good defense by Metamora. John Gatton did a nice job coming up. And we're here with the two honorary captains tonight, Steve Shupp and Dick Hartman. Guys, thanks for coming up here tonight. But
no problem.
Class of 1967, the 66 football team, first undefeated team in Metamora, right?
Yes, that's
You
correct.
got it. We're not going to let you forget that either.
Hey, guys, just out of curiosity, what do you notice as the big difference between 1966 and 2018 as far as football, high school football? You spanned a lot of years coaching them and everything, so
well,
could you play with these guys?
Could we do what?
Play with these teams?
Oh, sure.
No problem at all?
No problem. It's just
now?
I don't know about that.
I'd be lucky to be the manager. I think.
but as far as
I think the kids are so much more developed physically than what we were, John. I really do. I think that the opportunity to lift the weights and get condition and do those things, we didn't have that. Matter of fact, our weight room was the stage in the old gym. And Marty and those guys made dumbbells with coffee cans with concrete in them and a bar between them.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't have anything that looked like the weight rooms that are available to the kids now.
Wasn't it too bad that you guys didn't have the opportunity to play in the state playoffs? Wouldn't that have been neat?
Dick and I talked about that earlier this afternoon. I think Sycamore and there was another school that both were, or three of us were undefeated.
Yeah.
Geneseo were undefeated that year.
Oh,
would
really?
have been our level. And
Geneseo.
So
yeah, I heard about them.
Imaginary state champion.
Yeah.
We still have a trophy someplace, don't we, Dick?
Hidden.
Nobody's just found it.
Who was the competition back then?
Our biggest was Farmington and Eureka.
Really? Chillicothe wasn't?
Well, you know, they had been up until the year we played them, and then we kind of blew them out of the water 47 or 42 to 7.
Really?
Metamora hadn't beaten them in 25 years.
Oh, my gosh. George Taylor?
George Taylor.
Oh, my gosh.
And we beat them.
So that was quite a celebration when we finally defeated them.
Yeah, I'll bet it was.
Yeah.
Partied all night.
Because they had a really good team.
Yeah.
They had a boy by the name of Pence that was a super runner, and you know, we just hit on all cylinders that night.
Yeah.
Just one of those games that everything we did went right. I was talking with Norm Hahn. He, was our kicker and kicked off, and Marty, because of Pence, wanted, a squib kick on the first one. Well, he kind of missed it, but hit a line drive right at one of their players and it bounced right back to us.
Oh, my gosh, got a good break.
We got started just like that, and it just kept going, didn't it, Dick?
Yeah.
It really did.
Who were some of the other players back then in your team?
Well, Dick Belsley.
Okay.
And Dick didn't come out till his sophomore year, but his junior year, boy, he just became really efficient at blocking. And he also played, he was a guard on offense and defensive tackle, but he was unanimous choice, all conference both ways.
What'd you play?
I was a halfback and linebacker.
Okay. And you were?
The running back, defensive back.
Okay. Who's your quarterback?
Joe Stiglitz was our quarterback.
Joe.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joe was awesome, really did a great job.
Okay.
The uniqueness and, all of us that played on that team talk about so much was just how everyone cared about each other. The great teamwork, nobody was selfish about anything. It was just a wonderful group of guys, and we just had a blast playing together.
That doesn't happen very often. You got to enjoy it when it happens.
I think our greatness was playing as a team. And I don't think we ever got overconfident. We weren't picked to win the conference.
Really?
And so we were on our toes each and every game, and when the season was over, we probably looked back and said, hey, we weren't too bad.
Did you have any tough games, really tough games that year?
I'd say that Farmington game was one of the. We were both 5-0. They had a quarterback, running back by the name of Keppel that was really good.
Yeah,
played it.
Mike.
Bradley Mike was
I know
excellent.
Mike.
And the Unts, the fullback, was really good too. And
we actually knocked his teeth out during the game, and he came back and played anyway.
I can remember he coached at East Peoria the same time I did over there, and I was only there 1 year, and I remember him taking his teeth out. You guys did it to him.
But he just kept coming.
Yeah.
But we had a play that kind of defined the whole year, and it was right before half, and we were down getting ready to score, and we couldn't get it in. It was 4th down. They gave the ball to Steve on a dive, and he was spinning and turning, and was going nowhere, and he flipped the ball back to Joe Stiglitz, the quarterback.
Oh my gosh.
And Joe was surprised, and he saw our end, Gary Reynolds, in the end zone, flipped it over, and it was a touchdown.
No lineman downfield.
No.
And I was looking around, I thought, is that legal?
Yeah.
But that razzle-dazzle play made a huge difference in that game, and Steve engineered that.
Yeah, that was Farmington game?
Yeah.
That was total Sandlot.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
He probably drew it in the sand in the huddle and drew it up.
A real funny story to attach on to that is Ron Elberg was the coach at Farmington at the time, great guy.
He was at Canton after that.
Right. And he accused Marty of not having a play like that. He said, where did you guys come up with that? And they said, oh, no, we got it. So when Chuck Leonard and Marty and them got back to school here, they mimeographed what kind of had happened. And then when they saw Ron, said, yeah, see, this is off our playbook. And it really wasn't. But
he didn't believe it, did he?
That was really good. You know.
What about you at that time? Did it carry over to other sports?
I don't know.
I know back then Metamora kind of struggled with basketball back then.
Yeah, it did. I would say playing that wasn't the same. The chemistry that we had with the football was just outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, we all that lived it and did it know the feeling of it and how much it impacted our life. As a coach, I always talk to my teams about that.
Yeah. Well, it was the same way when I was here. There wasn't the basketball type kid for some reason, you know. There was kids that played basketball, but
yeah, we all played 3 sports.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, all of us did, but the 11-man concept let more of us get involved and do some of this stuff. And Dick and Dick Belsley and Tim Doherty and Stuart Steiner and all guys that were impacting in the football part wrestled. You know, and there were others of us that played the basketball and then baseball.
Sure.
But it was a fun time of life.
Yeah, the thing that I think I learned from being successful in football was if I could be successful there, I could be successful in other areas of my life. And I think that had a huge impact. And
everything that happens in football is a struggle. You have to overcome the struggle. You have to work together with people. You have to, work hard. It's a great carryover sport. I sound like a football coach, so.
Sure. Well, and I coached baseball, basketball, track, golf. I did a lot of different things. And that was the thing that to me was so unique about being a high school coach, is working with kids, seeing them overcome obstacles, get knocked down, pick yourself up. You know, I had a football team that lost 2 good players to a transfer. Their dad got transferred, and we thought we were going to be really set with a couple players, and didn't happen. But the other kids battled every game the next year like crazy, and Monday came and you couldn't tell if they won or lost. I mean, it was very unique, and you know, that's the kind of stuff you're looking at with high school athletics.
Well, a lot of times now that's not the case. I mean, there are so many me-firsters involved that they're more worried about what's going to happen to them. But when you run into a group of kids like that, and I've had a group of kids like that, it's really fun to coach. It's fun to go out there every night. You know?
It is.
And that team, that 75 that won it all, they were just fun to be around.
They were.
The Jimmy Garbers and those kids, they were just fun. You know?
That was another really good group.
Yeah, and I said the same type of thing. They all worked together. Nobody seemed to care that Larry Summers had 1,000,000 yards. You know, he's supposed to. He's the fullback. You know? So
everybody did their job.
Yeah, they did.
When you guys were, back in the '60s like that, was football? Right now, you start talking football in May in Metamora. Was it like that back in those days?
I don't think so. Do you, Dick? I mean, we had, over the summer, we had jobs that we did. It came the couple weeks before football, and you had a conditioning situation, to do some conditioning where none of the coaches or anybody was involved.
Right, captains.
And after Dr. Cahill made the Cahill conditioning, then that kind of changed and things got more revved up to do stuff over the summer. But prior to that, boom, here came this season. You got done with that one. There was this season.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that
now we've created a monster.
Exactly.
Kids can't play 3 sports.
No.
Kids can't become involved at all. You know, there's just they don't have enough time because everybody wants him, and they want part of his time. No vacations, things like that. You know.
It is harder on the kids, I think, John, from that standpoint.
It really is.
And you know,
and they're not going to make a living playing football or basketball or baseball or whatever, you know. So I always tried as a coach to work with the other coaches. You know, you got the tournament, take them. You got something going on, take them. You know, we'll work it out.
I was the same way.
Yeah.
And really encouraged the kids to play more than one sport.
Right.
Because, you know, I always felt like as a coach, if I tried to say to a kid, you can't do that, that was really wrong, because they got one chance this 4 years
to enjoy it.
Do this and do it to the best of their ability and enjoy that time. Because I talked to all my teams before the season started, guys, this is going to go by way too fast.
Yeah.
You're going to regret it if you screw it up. Enjoy this. Give everything you got. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what that's all about.
I finally talked a basketball player into playing down in Carbondale, and every year I talked him into playing. Well, after senior year, he got a full ride to Michigan. So, you know, and he wouldn't have, because he would have been out. And if I hadn't been there, you know, pestering him.
Sure.
So,
other than you talked about playing IVC and beating them for the first time and Metamora, touchdown Metamora.
Good.
There we go.
What were some of the other big games? Who were some of the big rivals for Metamora back then?
Well, you mentioned Farmington.
Farmington, Eureka.
Eureka
probably.
was
Eureka? Washington on the schedule back then?
No.
You know, when I was a sophomore, we played Washington.
Oh yeah.
And I think we beat them 7-6.
Oh my gosh.
But we didn't play them on a varsity schedule.
Yeah.
So.
What was the conference? Ilio or
Ilio Conference.
Yeah, Ilio. Okay.
Dick's got it right.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Amazing. You're still wearing your leather jacket.
You know it is.
He's been on a diet for 2 years.
Get ready for this.
Tomorrow I'm going to start eating and it won't fit next week. So
there you go.
35-21 Redbirds.
How big were your linemen?
You know, I was looking at the roster the other day. Our biggest was Kirk Allen was at 215. Our two ends, one was 190. And the other one was 195, and then we had a couple guys at 180, and the rest of us were 170. And I think Steve and I were listed as 160, but they always cheated up about 10 pounds. That was with your equipment.
Oh yeah.
So
I couldn't gain a pound to save myself.
You ask what was different. The size of the players.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think their skill levels are just.
Yeah. There's so much more teaching involved, speed and stuff like that. You know, my gosh, we didn't do all that stuff. No. Of course, we couldn't run either.
Well, and there's a lot of good techniques that.
There are. There really are.
And
they have speed coaches now. Then.
You know, and you watch some of this stuff now with the spread offenses and that. I look back at that and say, wish I could have had some more of that when I was coaching, because, as you know, you did it too. You know, we ran the trap schemes and that kind of stuff, and that's kind of it's a little part anymore, but not like it was at one time. It was the 3 yards at a time.
I heard a couple of college coaches talking about the young quarterbacks now. There's going to be 4 or 5 first-year quarterbacks starting. He said, well, look at it. He said they're in the spread offense in junior football league, high school, colleges. They're ready. You know, they can step right in and play.
You know, when Steve and I were in grade school, we didn't have JFL. We just had an empty lot up there.
Yeah, right.
And
St. Mary's?
No. Yeah, that was another one. And so we just kind of played the sand lot.
Yeah.
But Joe Stiglitz was there, and Steve and I, and there were some great players.
I heard there was a rumor that every Thanksgiving there's a war tackle football game up there.
It was amazing. There's 100 and some guys up there.
Really?
Oh, John.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely amazing.
Once I got out of high school, I used to play in that for a while, until I just got so beat up and stiff. I finally decided it wasn't to my best interest.
Well, you guys should have played in the alumni game last couple of years.
No way.
Yeah, Russell Klein played in it. He was in his 50s, and I said, Russell, there's no way. He said, Coach, I'm not going to play anymore.
No kidding.
Yeah. So.
But we did. You know, that was hard tackle.
Oh yeah.
We played. Dick, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, we had like 8 fields, and if you won on this field, you moved to here, you know, all the way down to a championship.
Right.
You just got eliminated. I don't know if you lost 2 or what it was, Dick. But
it was all Metamora
finally
kids?
came down, and they had a van, and they had a guy filming the games and the whole 9 yards.
For a Thanksgiving day? Wow.
That's the football community.
Just a quick little story. When I was in about 4th or 5th grade, I was bored, and we lived right across from the high school. And I said, Mom, there's nothing to do. I had 2 sisters, and that wasn't much fun. She said, go over and watch the guys play football. And so I did. And I just fell in love. These guys were giants. They had pads and cleats, and they were my heroes. Well, and the coach, Don Elmore at the time, he had his clipboard, and he would, during the scrimmage, lay it down, go over and talk to the guys. He says, where's my clipboard? Well, I'd go pick it up. And I was there for every night.
Yeah.
Well, the next year, they invited me to go with them to the University of Illinois High School Football days.
Oh, okay.
For 2 years in a row.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, I just lived football.
Yeah.
And my 8th grade year, he left and Stromberger came in. Didn't know Stromberger. They went 0-9.
Oh.
And but I grew up with that
mentality,
loving football,
Sure.
and then just having the opportunity to play and
end up in the right place,
and to go undefeated.
Yeah.
Man, it was just a dream come true for me.
Now, was you undefeated your senior year? Was that the only year you had a record like that?
Yeah, it was the first time in the history of the school.
But did you have successful records before that? I mean, were you better than 500 or?
As varsity teams?
Yeah, varsity.
You know, they had a couple teams just before us. Rick Lutz it was a quarterback, and they lost 1 game to IVC.
Okay.
And Rick got stabbed in the leg with a down marker.
He did. No lie.
And he went out, and they came back the second half. They stitched him up, but he just wasn't the same. And
I'll bet.
And our backup quarterback wasn't as good.
Yeah.
And if he could have stayed in, they might have been undefeated. So there were a couple teams ahead of us that were just really good, but didn't quite get it done. So,
how we doing?
Morton just scored to make it 35-28.
Ooh, wow, that's going to be right down to the end, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's a good high school
How
football
much
game.
longer you want us to go here?
Oh, we can go as long as you guys want to.
It's fun talking old-time football.
It is. It really is. And it's
when you look back in some of your game, what are some of the game that sticks out the most?
Has to be Farmington.
Farmington. That was the showdown.
Yeah, it was.
What was the score?
19 to 12, I think it was. Yeah.
And that play won the game? Where you pitched back to Stiglitz?
That was a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of plays.
The other play that won the game was Keppel got loose,
Ooh.
and they threw a pass off into the flat on the opposite side, and I just knew it was going to be a touchdown. And out of the blue comes number 25, Steve Schupp, and catches him by the ankles and saved the day.
Saved the day, huh?
He did.
I don't know how I did that for sure, because Keppel was pretty fast.
You have somebody on your team threaten you?
Didn't you have a game of 5 touchdowns, though?
You know, I did, and it was at Morton, except the one got called back.
Oh, okay.
So it was actually 4, and I think we beat them 31 to
5 sounds better.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at 5. Dick had 5.
But I had some good blocking. And
there you go.
I really
there
did.
You go.
I mean, you just don't waltz out there and do that on your own.
You know, that's the thing, that 75 team that I had, I wouldn't let them talk to the press during the year at all. And I finally let them, I said, okay, you get in the playoffs, you can talk to the press. Well, they're saying some of the same things Summers was saying, boy, those linemen, they did a great job. You know, they blocked all year long. I said, that's what I want to hear.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But, I fell into it. I was at East Peoria for a year. At Woodruff, we were 0-48. Then I went to East Peoria, and then I came out here. And a couple guys had turned the job down, so I kind of fell into it, and it really worked out, and it became a second home to me. And
you did a great job.
Well, it was fun. I remember Gene Mazzarelli?
Oh, yeah.
First
was a great guy.
First
Awesome.
loss was to Morton and Mazzarelli. They beat us 16-0. A kid named Foster scored 2 touchdowns. And Muzz took me under his arm. He said, John, he says, it's going to get better.
Muzz is just a wonderful, wonderful person.
He
He's a great
He really
guy.
is. Yeah.
I really enjoyed being an assistant for him and working with him. And, you look back over your life, all the blessings that you had. I mean, we were blessed with what we had here in Metamora. Growing up, it was a great community. We were blessed by the discipline that the teachers and the administration and coaches gave us when we were growing up. That was very instrumental, I thought, in my life, shaping my life.
And just, it starts with the coaches.
Yeah, well.
And we've had some great ones.
Yeah.
And Marty Stromberger, who passed away a while back, I saw him one day at a restaurant on a Saturday morning. And it was getting to be August, and I went over and I said, Marty, football is in the air. And he said, football is always in the air.
Well, to tell you about the community, my team put that surface down. And we put the whole oval down. And I told my kids, I said, now bring a lunch, it's going to be a while. There were so many people in the community, and McBride and Schoaf brought over the carry the sod around, whatever. We were done by 11 o'clock. We had so many people, and the fire department was there to hook up the water and hose it all down. And I couldn't believe it. They just come out of the woodwork. But it was the community.
That's the way it's always been.
Yeah,
it really has. I mean, looking back to all the wonderful dads that, and all the stuff they did for us when we played. And
sure.
Now you guys played on the old football field.
Yes, we did.
So we did too. For Summers and those kids, we played on the old field. We played right up there.
Yeah. Well, my mother came to my games when I was in high school, and after I got out, she just kept coming. And up till about 90 years old,
really,
she kept coming, and she would kind of embarrass me.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't plan on going, she wasn't going to show me up.
Yeah, you were going to let her down.
And one year she was the homecoming
court
Grand Marshal.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, she really took it to heart.
Yeah.
She was a true Redbird fan.
That's neat. Yeah. So it's a special place for people that have been around, for years and years and years. You run into people. People come up and talk to me, and I don't have any idea who they are. They were Metamora people. They saw the games. They, they appreciated the games or whatever. So it was
the tradition.
When I found out coaching in Metamora, these kids, we lost 48 in a row at Woodruff. These kids out here believed they were going to win every game.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get over. They taught me how to win. They really did. They were going to win. We went down to East St. Louis, and man, there's no doubt in their mind they were going to win.
Yep.
And they did.
Yeah, they did. I was there. I watched that one.
Well, just a quick story. After our first game, Steve and I don't know what we were looking in the stands for, but they weren't full. And so we said, well, what can we do? Well, we made some posters, and we got them approved from Jack Pierce to put them up on the walls that encouraged the students to come out. And you know what? We never thought we were going to lose. What if we put them up there and got beat? We just expected we were going to win.
Well, let me tell you how far that came. The last time we played Washington, before they dropped out of the conference, there were people lined up at that gate before school was out, getting to see that ball game. It was Bartell and Maddox were the two quarterbacks, and it went overtime. And, I mean, it was just.
I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was wonderful. But that roar when Summers broke that one for 65 yards, that roar that went up, oh my gosh, this is for real. And that was my first game in the playoffs, and Jimmy Garber came up to me during the week. He says, Coach, how come you're so nervous? And I said, Jimmy, I've never coached in the playoffs before. This is the first game we've ever played in the playoffs.
Is that Alton Marquette?
Yeah. So it was neat. And you learned as you go.
We head into the fourth quarter. Metamora up 35-28, but Metamora's knocking on the door inside the 5.
Oh, good. So they need to get another one, punch another one in there. So win one for the honorary captains.
kind of a long time and probably past due as far as getting the 66 team into the Metamora Hall of Fame.
I don't know what to tell you.
You agree.
But to still have it be this meaningful for us, like for Dick and I and the other guys that are here, Mike and, all those guys, to reminisce and go over this is awesome.
Yeah, once a Redbird, always a Redbird.
Just a tremendous honor to be associated with Metamora football.
But we had Mike Reddington and Russ Klein here, and they said the same thing. They had the most wonderful night of their life. They were almost in tears. They were so happy. They couldn't say thank you enough. And they were both great players. There's just there's just something that stays with you, I think.
Sure.
When you play football here, there's just it's hard to describe. I played at Woodruff. Shoot, there was nothing special. There really wasn't. Here it's special.
Yeah, it became special with all the people that surrounded it.
Yeah.
A lot of schools have great eras where they'll be good for 5 or 6 years, and then they go back to being kind of also ran. You go back into the 60s when you guys. And we've been good in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s.
Yeah.
Exactly, Scott. You're right.
My first game here, we played Lexington. They were 11-0 the year before. We were, I think, 9 or 10-0 also. And we were there warming up. And 11 school buses came in, and I thought, Lexington's not that big, are they? His coach, those are Metamora kids.
Touchdown Metamora.
I've been for a fight of my life.
Touchdown Metamora.
Great.
This is a good game.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Morton is everything that everybody said they were going to be, and so 5 seconds into the fourth quarter, Metamora goes back up on top 41 to 28.
Can you imagine what's going to be like here if we beat Pekin, what's going to be like here in 2 weeks with Washington?
You guys get back from many games?
Dick
I used to, but I have to be honest with you. I have a grandson playing at Pekin, and he's a sophomore, and he dresses varsity.
Okay.
So
so he'll be.
I never thought I'd change my colors, but.
So, yeah, you do.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah, it is.
It's
okay.
Good.
They need to know that they're important. And I had a grandson play, and I followed him around.
I know. Yeah.
So they're fun to. It's a fun time of your life. It really is. You hate to have that end.
It's a special time.
Yeah, it is.
And I had the flip flop of all of them, because I played here. I coached for a year with Marty here. When I got out of college, and then I went to Morton and coached against.
Yeah.
How was that?
Head coach at Morton. I'll tell you, the worst part is walking off the field when we won, because Dick Hartman and Dick Belsley were there giving me all kinds of. they were after me like you wouldn't believe.
But the neat thing was his son Brian. Was he a receiver?
Yeah.
He caught a pass for a touchdown that helped put Metamora away.
Oh, boy.
And
I wasn't coaching that team, but that was a fun time for Brian. I mean, he really worked hard, and it was really neat to see, John.
You can't
top that
No,
stuff.
you can't, not at all. When they do things like that, you just, wow,
But Dick and Dick we were great. We've always been great friends. Dick and I go back to kindergarten, but coming off the field, I can still remember walking there. They were already out there to meet me.
We couldn't pass up the opportunity.
But all in good flavor. I mean, they were very good about it. But
that's good. It is. It's good you have those friends for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So I can't. I don't even know where half of my class, or even a third of my class, is right now. Of course, we're so old; we're all dead.
So we're still young, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
At last check,
yeah, definitely. So, what are we doing here, Coach?
We're 42-28, but Morton's crossed into Metamora territory.
Oh man!
It's back and forth. I'll tell you. The
third quarter.
We're pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
It's fun to watch for the fans. I know that. Oh my!
Being an option coach, I would love to have that quarterback.
Yeah, exactly, John.
Yeah.
That's
big play by the Metamora defense there to to stop Donald behind the line of scrimmage. It's about a 4-yard loss. Maybe, 4-yard loss.
Yeah.
Brings up 2nd and 14. But thank you guys so much for coming up here tonight.
Thank you guys.
Man, it's awfully nice to have players from, quite a while ago.
We're old, Scott.
but for you guys to come back and do an interview like this and be around be the honorary captains.
We were kind of kidding earlier that we rode in on the bus from Snyder Village.
That's good. Are you living around here?
I'm in Morton.
You're in Morton. You stayed in Morton.
Yeah.
And you're in town.
Yeah, we live in Germantown,
Okay.
Coventry Farms.
Okay.
Yep.
I live right on the golf course.
Yeah, you do.
13th tee box in my backyard.
Okay, great, great.
I told my wife, we moved her 8 times. I said, this one's up to you. Wherever you want to go, we'll go. Well, she'd come up to visit her friend, and I called her, and I said, I sold the house. The next day, she called me. She said, I bought a house. So, can I see it?
Well, I tell you, this
going
is
both ways,
else,
isn't it? Yeah.
You remember that Belvedere Richwoods game?
Yeah.
In the play? Oh, my gosh. I think they set all the state records, didn't they?
Then along came Montini and someone else. That receiver caught 500 yards worth of passes. He went to Nebraska. Westerdorf or Wester.
Yeah. And that same game in the championship game, that Ty Isaac ran for 680 yards.
And lost.
He didn't play the fourth
Joliet
quarter.
Catholic, he lost.
And didn't play the fourth quarter because he was sick. So in 3 quarters, he rushed for over 600, almost 700 yards.
That's amazing.
So there wasn't a lot of defense in that game either.
Defense didn't show up. It used to be your philosophy was run the ball and stop the run. Now you run the ball, but you don't stop anything.
They've spread everything out.
Yeah.
It's made a big difference, don't you think?
Yeah, in the quickness, because they're spread out, you only have to outmaneuver 1 or 2 guys, whereas before you had to outmaneuver the line.
Like when Dick and I played, and when some of your early coaching, everything was just like in a box.
Right.
You had 6-man lines.
3-4 yards of cloud of dust was the Ohio State theory, and that's the way you played it.
Mm-hmm.
And the pass was just in desperation.
Only when you had to.
That's right, exactly.
And you didn't want to do it then.
But Steve, he didn't come out till his junior year.
Oh my gosh.
But he could zig and zag, and he could throw some passes. He threw some halfback passes, which gave us another
threat
dynamic to the offense.
Yeah.
And Marty was creative enough to do some of that stuff too.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, because some of them aren't. You got to use. What I like about high school coaching is that you have to adjust to your personnel. You don't adjust the personnel to your program because you might not have you can't go out and recruit. So you got to adjust your program to your people. That's what I like about high school. And any kid can play if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
I've had
tried to find places for all kinds of.
I had a 145-pound guard down at Carbondale. He's the toughest little kid alive.
Wow.
5A football. He's so
Yep.
Can't do that in college. I coached 4 years in college. You can't do that in college.
No.
That's
a whole different animal.
Oh man.
Now you are down to full-time business.
Oh man,
you don't have any days
It's really
off.
different too, and you get called in the middle of the night, says come out and get your tail back out of jail and stuff like that. I want to go back to high school.
Yeah.
So Morton has closed the gap to within 7 again, 42-35.
Wow. Whoever has the ball last is going to win?
Well, hopefully Metamora has just 1 tick under 10 minutes. 9:59 to go here in this 4th quarter. Redbird's up by, that's returnable for Vogel at about the 6.
Oh my, oh my.
And Vogel could go. He could go. He's going to go. Go. Touchdown, Metamora. No flags either.
Wow.
This is an amazing game.
Wow.
I know. A couple of grandparents that are pretty happy.
His dad right in front of us.
Man, that was worth the price of the admission right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Boy, that whatever momentum Morton had gained on that last touchdown, Metamora took it back away from him after
And that's how
that
this has been going, Scott.
Yeah.
It really has.
Now he has to kick the extra point. Get his breath first. Might want to take a timeout. With some awfully good blocking on that, too.
Sure. It really was a good cutback.
Yeah, he cut it back.
That was a really good cutback.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to you a lot of time on a kickoff.
Yeah.
You know, the ball gets going and everybody starts swarming to that location, and then you cut, and there's nobody there. And it's a foot race, and that's just what that was right there.
99 yards.
Wow.
No, 94 yards. He fielded it on the 6.
You know, and sometimes you take out your quick kids to give them a breather, and you need them in there.
Did either one of you ever have a kickoff return for a touchdown? Or a punt return?
I had a punt return. I'm pretty sure you did, Dick. I think I remember one. You went down that left sideline. I said, he's gone.
Well, must have had some good blocking because I wasn't very fast back then.
Well, once again, guys, thanks for coming up tonight.
Yeah, thanks all to the Metamora family for all the things that they've reached out to us to do and made this such a special time for us. It's an honor to be in that Hall of Fame with all the wonderful people that are up there on that wall. I know Dick and I are very proud to be there, and appreciative so much of everything that
we're very
this community has
too.
done for us. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't.
This is a real treat, I'll tell you what. One we'll remember for
thanks for coming.
as long as we can remember.
Thanks, you guys, for coming up tonight.
Thank you guys
Scott.
so much.
I'll try to get over
Appreciate it.
Sunday and see you guys on stage.
John, thank you.
Good job, Captain.
All right, Steve.
So Morton will get the ball at the Morton 46-yard line. They were able to bring it out almost to midfield, and the Redbird defense is really going to have to clamp down here. Kreider's going to go in for a touchdown. Yeah. 9:23. So 9:23 to go. Redbird's up 49-41. Oh, he missed it. Oh, he got it. Looked like he missed it. Looked like it was wide, but must have squeaked in. Well, it's been a pretty fanatic pace here the last 2 minutes. Kickoff return, or touchdown, kickoff return, then a pretty good kickoff return, and they score on their first play from scrimmage. Sometimes, you know, you just got to take your hat off. A couple of their players are pretty good.
Oh, no,
Yep,
that sounds good.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to tip your hat to them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And they're good. It's not a matter of we're laying down. They're good.
I think Metamora is going to have to
eat
have
up
a
some clock.
time-consuming drive. John Nelson and Ryan Vogel back deep for the Redbirds. I don't think they're going to kick it to Vogel.
I wouldn't think so, unless they feel they got him wore out. Just pooched it. Oh.
Pretty good job. That was John Geyer, I believe 29. Yeah, John Geyer came up and just caught it. Good job there. And Metamora will get pretty decent field position on the 37-yard line.
That's good field position, you know. It gives you a little room to eat up some clock. You don't have to. It's not one playing out, I wouldn't think. You know, has there been turnovers?
There really hasn't been any turnovers.
Yeah,
It's just that we can't stop each other's offense. 49-42 Redbirds.
Yeager. Well, I think both teams have seen all of the offense of the other team, so it's just a matter of recognizing it.
So they're going to probably let this clock run down. It's at 20 now, so they'll probably run a few more, maybe down to 10 seconds before they get up to the line of scrimmage. Redbirds with that 7-point lead. Pretty good gain. He picks up about 3 yards on that play. Brings up a third and about 7.
Here's the play right here. They get a first down or a punt, you know.
And you got to get a first down.
Yeah. You might even want a timeout here, Coach.
I'm pretty sure he has a really good idea what he wants to run here.
Didn't get the first. You don't want to give him the ball here, do you? Of course, you can't stop him anywhere.
Yep. Complete to Lopez, brings up a fourth and about 2.5. I think Pat's going to go for it.
Oh, I don't know.
And what he's probably figuring is, you know, the way their offense has been scoring, it doesn't matter if it's a 40-yard, 45-yard, or 85 yards.
Yeah, that could be. You know, we haven't been able to stop them, so.
And they really haven't stopped us, especially when we go wide. And that's just a huge first down. That's showing some confidence, that offensive line, to get that push and get us into that secondary. And Tommy Hall.
Yeah, some leadership from your quarterback. He knew he was going to keep it, and he knew he was going to get the first down, and he did. So that was big.
Right at 7 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Pretty good push there at the end to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard gain. 6:29 to go in the ball game. Redbirds up 49-42.
Keep that clock running. They've got 3 timeouts left. I
yes,
believe.
they do. And so do we.
Oh. Hall.
Well, it's going to be third and about 8.
Yeah.
Big down for the Redbirds.
You got the bubble screen's probably been as successful as any of their passes.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Metamora!
Yeager
with he picked up a great block by Connor Lopez, I believe it was, and got him into the secondary, and he was able to scamper in with 5:05 to go in the ball game. Redbirds take a 2-touchdown lead.
Wow.
That was a great call right there.
It was. The screen pass was one right up the middle. Gutsy call.
Vogel in for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and it's good.
Yep.
56-42, Redbirds with just 5:05 to go in the ball game. Redbirds have to get a stop here.
You've been saying that for the last how many times now?
Yeah, pretty much since about 7:35.
They haven't. Neither team has quit, have they? Both teams have stayed right in it and played hard.
Yeah. You know, Metamora has been answering the bell each time they've scored. And, you know, at some point you wonder if Morton's going to say, man, we can't stop
Enough's
them.
enough, yeah. Well, they've allowed over 50 points last 2 weeks.
Yeah. This is we've given up more points here tonight than we did the whole season combined.
I'm talking about Morton. You know, Washington scored 55 of them last week. And
now we've got 56.
Yeah. Apply for a defensive job there.
Pretty good coverage at about the 28-yard line. That's really good coverage.
Yeah, I got a nice pooch kick there. It's hard to return those. A lot of times they'll fair catch them rather than possibly fumble them.
So Morton will have the ball on their own 28-yard line, and you just got to make them work to get any yardage. You know, even if they're going to score, make them run some clock. There's 4 minutes, just under 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, you can't let them score in one big play or two big plays. It's got to be a multiple. Wow.
Looked like there was a hold down here on the defensive back, didn't it?
I couldn't tell. I didn't see that. Somebody ran him down. Was that Vogel? Caught him?
Vogel or Gatton. So they're inside the Redbird 20 at about the 16.
He misread that. The running back broke free up the middle.
That's a big play by the Redbird defense.
Yes, it is.
Because now we're under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Redbird's up 56-42. So time is on the Redbird side. Third and 7 for the Potters. And he's going to be a little short. Brings up a 4th and a long 1. Closing in on 3 minutes to go. No, they're calling him down. They're calling him down. They're calling him down. I don't believe he got the yard to gain.
Yeah, if that official's got a mark on the other side, no, they don't.
They blew the whistle dead, and it's Metamora stops them.
That's right. They get the ball inches short of a first down.
So the Redbird offense will come onto the field, Coach, with 2:42 to go.
Wow.
Feeling a little bit better. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're feeling a little bit better.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns help.
Got to take care of the ball.
I think their coach wants a measurement. It's too late now.
Coach, we're going to have to kind of get healthy here. You know, you got John Nelson goes down, Poston goes down. News on Poston's not good. We haven't gotten any word on Nelson's injury, but
yeah. Well, you know, there still seems to be some speed out there.
Yeah.
You can't afford to lose any more, I guess. Is what I'm saying here.
Comes the Redbird offensive line, offensive unit comes onto the field. Logan McClure with a pretty hard-fought 1.5, maybe 2 yards.
Boy, they're all uptight, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anytime they can break one and get a seam, there'd be a long run.
Yeah, closer to the 3-yard gain. Here comes Austin Yeager. Metamora not in a real big hurry. They're going to let that clock keep running down to 2:15.
Yeah, I would snap the ball with 5 seconds on the clock. 5, 4.
Yeager picks up about another 2. Morton will take a timeout with just under 2 minutes to go. A third. Oh, he picked up quite a few more yards.
Third and 4, maybe.
3rd and 4, yeah. Redbird offense comes back over to the sideline. Well, when the Metamora defense had to stiffen, they did.
By that much. What if you get 2, 2.5, 3? What do you do then?
Well, you got to punt then.
You would think.
Although, man. Redbird's up 56-42. Under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Redbird's offense comes back out onto the field. We're going to get the first down right here.
That would pretty much end it.
Ooh, Tommy's going to be awfully close. That's going to be 4th and about half a yard. First down.
Oh my gosh, they didn't measure anything. Holy cow. Wow.
And that'll get the clock running again as we close in. 1:40 to go, 100 seconds. And Metamora is in no hurry to snap the ball. We got 10 seconds. 4.
Oh.
I think we took a timeout. Oh, they took the delay game. And 1:16 to go, Coach. 1st and 10, 1st and 15, so that really doesn't matter a whole lot.
No, you wouldn't think so. Pat's unhappy about something, though. Oh, maybe he did try to call a timeout. That's a big gain.
Yeah, it's a nice big gain.
Cut that all the way back.
Austin Yeager with a nice run. And that makes it second and less than a yard. Under a minute to go here with 50 seconds to go in the ball game. And does he just take a knee now?
Yeah, I think so. Because do they have any timeouts?
They got one left,
yeah.
but I don't know if they're going to bother calling it. And they bring in that's a victory meal team now.
Right. It's over.
And the Redbirds will go to 6-0. This is a hard-fought battle. And that'll do it. Redbirds will head to the sideline, and they'll get in line for a handshake. But Coach, what a ball game!
Great ball game, fun ball game to watch, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, now.
It was. I enjoyed that.
It was nice getting to visit with the guys from the 66 team.
Yeah,
and
Vic and Vic didn't come up, did he?
No. But we got Dick Hartman and
Gene Jones.
And Gene Jones talking about his cross-country team. That was nice. We'll be back in just a few minutes and a chat with a probably exhausted but very happy head coach Pat Ryan. We'll be back in just a few minutes too with the end of the game stats.
Okay, now it's time for the end of the game stats. First for Morton rushing. Nolan Donald had 14 carries for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tag Gramp had 14 carries for 155 yards. Jarrett Kreider had 8 carries for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Connor Fisher had 4 carries for 54 yards and 1 touchdown. Morton had 397 yards rushing for an average of 9.9 yards per carry and 5 touchdowns. Passing, Nolan Donald was 4 for 5 and 1 touchdown for 114 yards. Receiving, Jarrett Kreider had 3 receptions for 66 yards and 1 touchdown, and Tag Gramp had 1 reception for 48 yards. Morton's total offense was 511 yards. Alex Tanner kicked 6 extra points. First downs, Morton had 14 rushing, 3 passing. In a second half time of possession of 12 minutes and 47 seconds. Now for Metamora. Thomas Hall had 14 carries for 77 yards and 3 touchdowns. Logan McClure had 7 carries for 49 yards. Austin Yeager had 22 carries for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Joe Birch had that one fumble recovery for a -3 yards. Jack Moore had 1 carry for 3 yards. Metamora had a total of 289 yards rushing for an average of 6.4 yards per carry and 5 rushing touchdowns. Passing, Thomas Hall was 8 for 10 for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. Receiving, John Gatton had 2 receptions for 38 yards. Ryan Vogel had 1 reception for 3 yards. Kyle Bartman had 2 receptions for 17 yards. Jack Moore had 1 reception for 53 yards and 1 touchdown. Ben Bachman had 1 reception for 10 yards. Connor Lopez had 1 reception for 3 yards. And Austin Yeager had 1 reception for 43 yards and 1 touchdown. Metamora had a total of 167 yards receiving and a total offense of 446 yards. Ryan Vogel kicked 8 extra points, and he also had a 95-yard kickoff return. First downs rushing, Metamora had 14. They had 4 first downs passing and 2 by penalty. Their second half time of possession was 11 minutes and 13 seconds. Your final score, Metamora 56 and Morton 42.
Ready? We're here with Metamora head coach Pat Ryan. Coach, wow.
You know, sometimes, Scott, over the years that we've had these conversations, you've wowed, and I said, maybe a semi-wow. But you're right about tonight. It was a wow game. It was just there were a lot of great individual plays. Both teams played extremely hard. And our hats off to Morton. I mean, we could never get comfortable.
No.
And, you know, Tim's got them firing offensively, and you know, defensively, they made us earn it. I mean, we didn't get anything too easy. We had to execute to get it. So, a lot of positives.
We'll get to the offense. I thought, you know, people are going to say I'm a little bit nuts here, but I almost compare this a little bit to the Rochester game a few years ago here, where, you know, people say, well, you gave up 41 points, you gave up 42 here, but your defense didn't play awful.
Yeah, there were the only thing we were really disappointed with, and I agree to a certain extent. I mean, I do. I don't want to say our defense played awful. We didn't tackle in space as well as we have, and you know, part of that's not running our feet. Part of it's not seeing guys one-on-one like they've got. But that was a concern. You know, that's something we're going to have to talk about. And but they've got some nice schemes. They really do. And I think they have 2 running backs. You know about the jet guy, Kreider. You know about the quarterback who, you know, and I mean, this has got to be his favorite, other than Carper Field, this has got to be his favorite place to play.
Yeah.
But they're 2 running backs. They've got more than one, and they run hard. I mean, they're strong kids.
Yeah, and they're fast. I mean, it's hard to duplicate that speed in practice.
Well, it is with so you got your choice. Do you want them to be smaller speed guys to do it, or you want bigger guys that don't run as fast? I mean, you're right about that, and I think, you know, but again, you know, Tommy's a seasoned guy. We got guys that have a lot of faith in one another. You know, we were just trying to get a stop. I think our guys knew eventually the defense would, and we just had to keep scoring until it happened.
I thought right before halftime when you were able to score and then score again, you held them and then you were able to score again and create that 2-score.
We needed it.
And you were able to keep that throughout the rest of the game, and I thought that was huge.
Right. And, you know, what a you know, just some individual plays, but you know, Vogue runs a great kickoff return back, and
96 yards, 94 yards.
They were smart. They went right. You know, Vogue goes back out there. He's still trying to get the air out of the snorkel there, and they went right after him. They threw it right to Kreider, and he just didn't quite get there. Probably a play, you know, if he had a play or 2 off. But we had some guys banged up. Poston was banged up, and Zoller was banged up. So we were down a couple of safeties. So we really didn't have anybody that we felt had enough game experience to put in that situation. And, you know, that's what good teams do. They definitely took advantage of it. And Jeff even told him, he said, hey, they're going to go after you. And kid made a nice throw.
You know, that was Pretty hairy at times.
Yeah, I mean, you can't always be comfortable. I think you do find out about the pulse of your team and the character of your team when you have adversity. And I think when you have adversity and you can continue to battle and get a win, I think they'll have some positives from this too.
Sure.
I can see them not losing. I can see them winning out.
Well, they've gotten by, they've already played us and they played Washington last week and they played Dunlap. So you could say that the rest of their schedule is favorable.
That'll be, I think that's a game they can win. I'm sure Dunlap will feel the same way because they play well defensively. We got out of our base scheme a little bit because we felt like we had to, and I think we schemed them right. But maybe our kids lost a little bit of confidence, lost a little bit of some of those things we talked about earlier in the year, them having an understanding where everybody was fitting. But anyway, we're battling. Other than the one kickoff where they had a big run, special teams again were good. And
well, you got a kickoff return for a touchdown with Ryan Vogel, and there was some great blocking on that.
Yeah. Well, and we had and then we had he got one of the key blocks. Clay Keysweater got drilled, and he instead of he popped back up and got a guy when Vogue came back his way. So. I thought we got the ball around the horn. Austin Yeager had probably his best game, but Logan's still running hard. Yeah. Logan's still, a guy that we can count on to run. And Tom continues to play, and Tom's running is a whole nother deal because that helps us because they know he can always throw it. So and when we did throw it, we had good time. We were running the ball so good though. Sometimes you got to take what they give you, and they were a little more cautious. But the one he got to Jack. Nick got the right coverage. He got a guy that wasn't very fast over the top of him playing man, but I tell you what, I thought Tommy almost outran him, but he threw him open and Jack went and got it. So Jack's got some speed. We got some guys come run and catch, and that's a big factor. Yeah, and he when Tom gets some time. He's very capable. When we threw some ball, I don't think we had any drop balls tonight, which was good.
No.
And so there's plenty of positives, and I know the defensive guys were a little disappointed, but the bottom line is they got to stop when we need it on fourth down.
You had a couple stops.
And so, there'll be some things that we can point out that were positives for sure. We just, we don't want to – we realize, you don't want to give up that many points. I mean but I guess, some nights are just like that, and luckily we've got enough offense that we can handle it.
Well, and the other thing too, a little bit of a down note, you got a couple kids injured, and you probably don't know yet how severe they may be with Zach Poston and John Nelson.
Well, we got to check out Johnny. I hope it's nothing, it's going to keep him out for any length of time. We know that Poston's is just a contusion.
Okay, that's
good.
But
goodness. You get one down in the shin, there isn't a whole lot of meat there. You get whacked in the shin, and there's nothing to absorb it.
Especially a guy with speed.
Right, and it scares you. When you get hit and it really, really hurts, you start thinking, man, I hope I'm all right. So we got good news on that one.
That's good news. It's nice to be 6-0, isn't it?
Yeah, we know we're going to be a tournament team now. I don't think our guys are going to be happy saying, hey, we got 6 wins, but considering we were on the outside looking in, we know we're going to have an opportunity to, and now we just got to build on it. And, we can't, we'll see what next week brings us. I think it'll be a big week for our defense again, and, hopefully we can go over to Pekin and play well.
Yeah, it's another one of those places, a little odd to go play.
Yeah, it's so big. It's so big, and when it's like Eastside a little bit that the bleachers are kind of far away, and it's just
huge.
But it's still. Last time we were over there, and we were there for track in the spring. It's still 100-yard field. It doesn't have a Redbird in the middle of it, but it's got a big P in the middle of it, and so we'll still have another opportunity. But we're glad to have the win, Scott, and. Hopefully we can just keep winning.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and just keep it rolling.
Yeah, thank you. Happy for our kids.
Yep, and the Cubs are still winning. That'll do it from Malone Field. Redbirds win 56-42. We'll see you next week at Pekin.